Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Thursday, October 22nd. You can see temperatures pretty mild out there this morning, mainly in the low to mid 50s across much of the area, upper 50s across southeast lower Michigan, and in MAC's ice box at Newaygo in that low elevation spot with clear skies there down into the mid 40s. A couple of nice days coming up with plenty of sunshine and temperatures around 60. We'll see quite a bit of drying the last couple of days. We've seen mainly corn harvest. I think we'll see people jump back into the soybeans for this afternoon, and even more so Friday, trying to finish those up. If we take a look at the Great Lakes, you can see our wind flows mainly out of the northwest. That's what's bringing in the cooler, drier air, and you can see that on the weather map as high pressure is off to our east, or rather off to our west, the clockwise direction around that, bringing that cooler, drier into the region. You can see the showers we had over the last 36 hours now well off to the east. But what we're going to be watching is for a very significant amount of moisture that's pooling from the Gulf up into the plains. Eventually, that's going to stream to the north and then to the east and affect the Great Lakes. First wave will come in for Friday night and Saturday. Right now, we expect about a tenth to possibly as much as about a third of an inch of precipitation. I think it'll be pretty widespread. Everybody should get at least some rain. In many areas, could see around a quarter of an inch. If we take a look at the forecast map for Friday morning, you can see that system off to our west and the precipitation getting closer to the Great Lakes. And then as we get into the morning on Friday, or first of all, rather, you can see that moisture streaming in. And we got some pretty strong storms here over in the Texas Panhandle near Lubbock. That's my birthplace. They're getting pounded this morning with some pretty good storms. And if we look at the forecast map for Saturday morning, you can see that warm front and cold front will be moving into the area, bringing pretty widespread areas of rainfall and showers, maybe even a couple of thunder showers. But for the most part, this will be a fairly light to moderate rainfall pattern, and it'll move out of the way. And I think as we get late in the day on Saturday, we'll dry out. Sunday looks pretty decent. Monday looks pretty decent right now with plenty of sunshine. If we take a look at the forecast map as far as precipitation goes here, this is for the day 1 to day 3 or the next 72 hours. You can see the amount of precipitation across much of the Great Lakes will be kind of in that quarter of an inch range. Some areas a little more, with the heavier precipitation well off to our south and off to our west. But again, some of that heavier precipitation is expected to eventually move into the area as we get in towards the middle of next week. You can see as we take a look at the forecast map for next Tuesday, high pressure will slide off to the east. We're going to get a pretty long fetch of south and southeast winds. And eventually, as this storm system gets closer to the Great Lakes, it should move into northern Michigan by Thursday morning. It's going to have quite a bit of precipitation associated with it. And you can see by the day on Wednesday that storm will be across northern lower Michigan. And the slower this system goes, which we think it might be slower, and we're leaning towards the European solution, and may actually still be back in Wisconsin. And again, the slower this system is, the longer time it'll have to pull that moisture north. As it is right now, we expect quite a bit of precipitation of around 3/4 of an inch to maybe an inch of rain across much of the lower peninsula. And again, if it moves a little slower, we may see some heavier amounts across the Great Lakes. So a pretty wet system for the middle part of next week. And overall, over the next 7 days with this weekend system and the system for the early and middle part of next week, you can see much of the Great Lakes could see over an inch of rain. Thanks for stopping by and have a great day, and 73s to all.